Friends, just a few days ago, within a single 24-hour period, three completely different parts of the world made the global headlines, but for the exact same reason. How is it possible? Can you guess what we're talking about? They say that the ground started shaking suddenly. Yes, we're talking about earthquake. First, Venezuela got hit by a devastating twin earthquake. It was of 7.5 and 7.2 magnitude. Shortly after that, Japan also saw a 7.2 magnitude earthquake. And then shortly after that, California also saw a 5.6 magnitude earthquake. Naturally, the internet went straight into panic mode. People started asking if this was some sort of a global chain reaction or that if the planet was cracking apart physically. Hello all, welcome to ARK Reflections IAS. I'm Yogi Raj. So, scientifically speaking, is this a chain reaction? No, it's just pure coincidence. These places sit on a completely separate tectonic plates, but while they are not connected globally, what happened there locally, especially in Venezuela and Japan, has completely shocked everyone, including the geologists. Now, it actually rewrote some of our basic understanding as to how the earth behaves. Now, let us look at Venezuela first, because what happened here in Venezuela on the 24th of June remains one of the rarest seismic events recorded in recent years. Usually, when a massive earthquake hits, you first get a big shock, followed by a smaller and weaker tremors over the next few days. We call those as aftershocks. But Venezuela did not get these standard aftershocks. It got what the scientists call as an earthquake doublet. Now, what does that actually mean? Think of it as a double whammy. Now, it is when two massive full-scale earthquakes strike the exact area back to back. First, it was a 7.2 massive earthquake, and then just 39 seconds later, a massive 7.5 magnitude quake slammed the exact same spot. Now, when the first fault line finally snapped, it did not relieve all of that pressure. No. Instead, through a process called as mechanical stress transfer, it violently dumped all of that leftover stress onto the neighboring fault segment right next to it, causing it to snap instantly. Now, because Venezuela sits on a transform boundary, basically where the Caribbean and the South American plates slide sideways past each other like two moving trains, this sudden double rip caused catastrophic damage to the infrastructure. Now, on paper, going from 7.2 to 7.5 sounds very tiny, right? But earthquake scales are not linear, they are logarithmic. Every tiny fraction of point means a massive jump in the energy. Now, that the second 7.5 quake actually released nearly 3 times more energy than the first one. Think of it like stretching a thick rubber band, except that when it is snapped, the energy release just did not double, it amplified exponentially, delivering an absolute shock wave to the older concrete structures. Now, at the same time, Japan was dealing with its own 7.2 magnitude earthquake. As we just discussed, Japan sits on the Pacific Ring of Fire, which is essentially a 40,000-kilometer horseshoe around the Pacific Ocean, where most of the world's active quakes and volcanoes live. Friends, think about it. Why is Japan always being getting hit by these earthquakes? Because underneath Japan, it is a structural war zone. As you can see here, there are four major plates here: Pacific Plate, Philippines Sea Plate, Okhotsk Plate, and the Eurasian Plate. All of them are violently interacting with each other. The heavier ocean plates are forcing their way under lighter land plates, building relentless pressure. Now, friends, Japan has a massive advantage. They don't leave things just to luck. You know the Japanese. But while the Venezuela's older infrastructure faced severe strain, Japan did not see such major widespread destruction. Can you guess why? Because of their engineering systems and also their J alert systems displayed right here. They have well over 1,000 sensors across the country, and the absolute second when the ground twitches and the initial P waves are detected, an automated alert hits every phone and every TV channel instantly, giving people precious time to escape and hide for cover. Now, friends, although this recent earthquake caused limited damage thanks to Japan's preparedness, it reminded everyone of the devastating 2011 Tohoku earthquake. Did you know that a single earthquake can actually move a country? In 2011, the energy was so violent that the mainland of Japan shifted physically 2 to 4 meters eastward into the ocean. Even wilder thing is that the scientists discovered that the seismic waves travel thousands of kilometers deep into the earth, bounced off of the planet's liquid outer core, and reflected back up to the surface as if it's a delayed echo, shifting the land again after everyone thought that the primary shaking was over. This brings the conversation right back home. Is India next? That is the question. While we can watch Venezuela and Japan on social media, we are living right next to one of the most volatile fault lines on Earth. The entire Himalayan mountain range exists because of a slow motion continental crash. The Indian plate is constantly driving north, forcing itself underneath the Eurasian plate. Now, because it's been pushing for millions of years, an unbelievable amount of tectonic stress has been accumulating and it's being built up across that massive mountainous arc. In fact, specific locked fault segments along the main Himalayan thrust have accumulated literally centuries worth of unreleased strain. Now, is a massive earthquake actually coming? According to historical geological data, unfortunately, yes. It's not a question of if, it's a matter of when. A mega earthquake of magnitude 8.0 or even higher is mathematically already overdue in this particular Himalayan region. I want you to look at this particular data. Look at our official seismic hazard assessment on this particular board. The entire Himalayan belt, the entire New Delhi and Northeast also comes under the country's highest risk zones of Zone 4 and Zone 5. But the core truth of the disaster management is that earthquakes do not kill people. No. Collapsing of unreinforced buildings do kill people. While India has built solid tracking networks, our real vulnerability lies in our older infrastructure. Millions of people live crowded right next to each other in these particular high risk zones. Now, if we want to avoid structural collapse, we have to talk about the concept called as retrofitting. That just means going back to our older concrete structures and physically reinforcing them with steel jackets and pillars so that they can absorb the excess energy from an earthquake. We also need to build what the Japan calls as the Bosai culture, where earthquake drills, just like fire drills, are not just any annual school formality, but a core part of how every family approaches and prepares for this particular disaster. The events of the past few days are a reminder that the planet we live is alive and moving. We can't stop tectonic plates from sliding. We can't do that. We can't also stop a doublet quake from snapping anytime. But just like Japan has shown, we can absolutely control how we build, we can control how we legislate safety, and how we prepare. Now, what do you think? Is your city or your apartment built to handle any earthquakes? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And for those who are writing their UPSC in the years 2027 or 2028, ARK Reflections IAS is launching a complete prelims cum mains comprehensive GS foundation course. Here, each and every subject will be covered in depth from both prelims and mains point of view, starting from absolute basics. Admissions are in progress. The seats are limited, so please hurry up and call us at this number, that is 9000 and our team will be happy to assist you. This is me, Yogi Raj. Thank you for watching. Jai Hind.